These are the types of people that you cannot trust. People who sarcastically insult you as a joke. You ever been around people, let's say you're elevating, you're coming up and you're achieving your small wins, and then you have a friend or you got a family member or a relationship. It could be anybody in your circle really. Because it's mostly people that you hang around with, people that you are close to. They're just looking at you, they're side-eyeing you like, oh, you really gonna do that? Like me, when I started my YouTube channel, people was side-eyeing me like, you really think YouTube is a career? You really wanna be an entrepreneur? Nobody really out here becomes an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is very impossible. You know, like people would just downplay my success, or people would downplay my vision. Those are the kind of people that you don't trust. You should not be telling your visions, your goals, your business to. I remember when I was working at a sneaker store years ago, and I was the new girl. And within a couple of weeks, me being the new girl, there was a girl that was working there way longer than me. And the supervisor selected me to be cashier. So that girl was always jealous because I was cashier and she wasn't learning to be cashier, but she was there longer than me. So she was just so envious. She was jealous. She was always talking to the manager like, that's not fair how you made her cashier and not me. It was just so much drama. But when you are elevating, people are always going to try to downplay you or downsize you. Like even if you bought a new car, or let's say you moved into your new apartment, there's always that hater or that person that just sarcastically joking like, oh, this is a nice car. You got your little car. You got your little house. This will do for you, but I've seen better, you know, this ain't all that. People like that, they're just hating on you because they're projecting their insecurity. When someone tries to make you feel so less than and they dim your light because they are intimidated by your shine, it's not really a you problem. It's more of a they problem. It's a insecurity. It's a feeling that they have within themselves. So they're gonna just project it onto you because they don't have that confidence. They don't have that mindset that you have. Even if you're not financially elevating and you're not moving up the ladder, the fact that you have a good mindset and you have a big vision, people are just gonna try to dim your light because they are intimidated by your potential. Number two, the types of people that you cannot trust is the ones that don't take accountability. And I've said this before, you don't want to be around people that they just don't take responsibility for their actions, where they have this victim mentality like, oh, it's everyone else, it's never me. Why is this always happening to me? Why is everybody the problem? Like they're always putting the blame on someone else. They're always shifting the blame onto other things, onto other people, onto other sources, but they can never look in the mirror. They can never just sit with themselves and just take accountability for their actions. They can never just see their wrongs and reflect. People like that, instead of them reflecting on themselves and seeing that they're the problem, they deflect and they think everybody else is the problem. You cannot trust people like this because these are the people that are constantly going to make excuses. Let's say you don't want to even hang around with them anymore. You don't even want to invest your energy into them anymore because people like that don't take accountability, they are energy drainers. They are vampires. They will drain your energy. But people like this, they will always seek a way to make the problem about you, that you're the problem, and they will make unnecessary drama out of thin air. Can't trust people like this around you, so watch out. Protect your peace. The third kind of people you cannot trust is opportunist people. So these are the kind of friends, maybe family, maybe co-workers, maybe relationships, I don't know who you hang around, but these are the kind of people that they're only around you for their own gain. They're benefiting off of you. Maybe your personality, maybe your social media following, maybe your brand, maybe your business, maybe they're around you because they want to leech off of something that you're coming up of. They want to leech off you because they know you have success and they're intimidated by your success, but they don't have good intentions. So these are the kind of people, they say all the right things. So these are the kind of people like they will be there for you physically all the time, but they have a motive. They have a dark agenda. So they're around you to take everything from you. They don't give you a helping hand. They don't lend you any type of support. You know, maybe they're there physically, but they're not physically there to proudly support you. They're physically there to prey on your downfall. Let's say you hit rock bottom or you're going through adversity with your brand, with your business, or just in life. they're out, they're gone, they ghost you, they're nowhere to be found. These are opportunist people. Y'all ever been around someone that y'all tell them your goals, or y'all tell them something that you really desire out of life, and they copy off you, they start dressing like you, they start talking like you, they start acting like you, they are around you to copy off of you, so they can maximize every opportunity they have being around you. They pretend that they were not inspired by you. So this is how you know you have someone that's an opportunist. This person has a scammer mentality. They're around you, right? They copy off your style. They copy your ideas. They pretend they were never motivated by you. They pretend that you never inspired them. They try to downplay you in the process. And once they get what they want from you, they're gone. They disappeared. This person has the mentality of, okay, what's in it for me? If I hang around with this person, what's gonna benefit me? If I'm showing up to this person's event, how am I gonna take their attention and put it on me? What can I do to benefit from this situation? That's what an opportunist person does. So you have to be careful. You gotta be careful who you call your friends, who you're venting to, who you have around you part of your success, who you have around you part of your downfalls, because an opportunist person, they're there to just take from you, not give you anything in return. They will maximize every single boundary that you have with them so that they can gain something from you. Just be very aware, because they know how to play it cool. They know how to say all the right things. They probably know how to do all the right things, but they have a hidden agenda. Another person that you should not be trusting is people that hang out with your enemies. Now, I'm not saying that you should have enemies. I really don't. But if you don't hang out with certain people, or you don't talk to certain people, or let's say you had a fallout with certain people in your life and it's just no coming back from that situation, if you have someone that's very neutral to the situation, whether it's a friend or a family member, most likely friends, I wouldn't really say family. If it's your close immediate family, I'm talking about more of friends, more of coworkers, maybe even relationships, because if you and that person no longer talk to each other anymore, you know, you guys had a bad falling out, you don't trust that person is very two-faced, that person loves to stir drama, and you don't hang out with that person anymore. Let's say you have a mutual friend. When you're not around that friend, what you think that friend and your enemy is talking about? They're talking about you. You know why? Because the one thing that they have in common that strengthens their bond, that maximizes their bond and their time, is hating on you, is talking bad about you. That's the one thing that they really have in common. I know this sounds crazy, but there's people in this world, I've witnessed females just bonding over hating on another girl. People just bond over hating on you, talking bad about you, preying on your downfall. So if you have a neutral friend that is hanging out with people that you don't trust, you're not friends with, or you outgrew, just be careful whatever you tell them, because I'm telling you, the same way they bashing that person, they're bashing you when you're not around. And this doesn't apply to every situation, but for what I see happen a lot, especially in high school, something always happens. It always becomes a very bad fallout or a very bad outcome. Don't be a fool for anybody, and also don't be loyal to someone's disrespect. Loyalty has an expiration date. And for the last kind of people that you can't trust, I don't want to say that you can't trust. Be very mindful when you're hanging out with someone and you don't know nothing about their life. Like, they're very mysterious. They keep it very quiet. They don't share with you their personal thoughts. Like, if this person has so much access to you, they know your whole business. They know everything about you. They know where you go to school, where your family is living, where your child goes to school. Like, they have so much access to you and you know nothing about them. I don't want to say that you can't trust this person, but you also got to be very careful. Trust your intuition, trust your discernment, because I remember when I was in high school, we had this one friend. She would always go to all of our houses, right? And she never invited us to her house. Like, I think I told this story on one of my podcasts, but she never invited any of us to her house, like never. We would always wonder, like, why you never invite us over? And she would just stay quiet about that, which was one red flag. But when she would go to one of my other friends' house to eat dinner, she would always talk about my friend, like how her house is, how her apartment was, how her mom would raise her. Like, you know, she would always bash other people. You never want to give too much access to someone that knows so much about you, but you don't know nothing about them. Because it's just weirdo, it's creepy. And then you have to think about, like, what is your motive? Like, why do you know so much about me, but I don't know anything about you? Like, why am I giving you transparency, but you're giving me boundaries? Like, that's already a red flag itself. Your friendship, your companionship, your relationship, it should be equal. If that person can't tell you upfront about personal things, but you're giving them transparency, you're being honest with them, and they have too much access to you, you might want to just keep certain things to yourself and lay low, because that's not fair, and just something about that just does not feel right to me. So these are the kind of people that you cannot trust, and I hope that this content can help at least one of you guys out, and I will see you back in my next video.